Hey everyone, today's video is about when you lose your quirk and they think it's their fault. Please don't forget to subscribe, like, and share, and let's get going. The sun was setting, casting a warm orange glow over the UA dormitory. You sat on the edge of your bed, staring at your hands. They felt empty. The familiar hum of your quirk, the one you had since childhood, was gone. Just like that. No warning, no explanation. You clenched your fists, trying to summon even a flicker of it, but nothing happened. You were quirkless. The door creaked open, and Bakugo stepped in, his usual scowl softened by concern. Kirishima followed close behind, his sharp teeth worrying his bottom lip. They had been hovering around you all day, ever since you've told them what happened. You could see the guilt in their eyes, the way they exchanged glances when they thought you weren't looking. Hey, Kirishima said softly, sitting down beside you. His hand reached for yours, but you pulled away, tucking your hands under your legs. He flinched, and Bakugo's jaw tightened. Stop that. Bakugo snapped, although his voice lacked its usual bite. You're not going to freaking disappear just because your quirk's gone wild. You're still you. You shook your head, staring at the floor. You don't get it, Katsuki. My quirk was... It was everything to me. It was who I was. Without it, I'm just nothing. Especially in this society. Bullshit. Bakugo growled, stepping closer. You're not nothing. You're still the same stubborn, annoying pain-in-my-ass person you've always been. Quirk or no quirk. You know we don't care about that. Kirishima nodded, his red hair bouncing slightly. He's right, you know. You're still you, and we're still here. We're not going anywhere. You looked up at them, your chest tightening as you saw the guilt etched into their expressions. Bakugo's usual fury confidence was dimmed, his hands clenched at his sides, while Kirishima's sharp teeth dug deeper into his lips, his eyes avoiding yours. The silence stretched, heavy and suffocating, until you finally broke it. You think it's your fault, don't you? You whispered, your voice trembling. Kirishima's head snapped up, his crimson eyes wide. What? No, that's not... Don't lie to me. You interrupted, your voice firmer now. I can see it in your faces. You think you did this to me. Bakugo's jaw tightened, and he looked away, his fist trembling. We didn't mean to, he muttered, his voice low and rough. But, shit. Maybe we pushed you too hard. Maybe you didn't notice you were overusing your quirk. Maybe we... Stop, you said, cutting him off. Just stop. You didn't do this to me. It's not your fault. Kirishima shook his head, his voice cracking. But what if it is? What if we were so caught up in our own shit that we didn't see you were struggling? What if we... Ichiro, he said softly, reaching out to cup his face. His skin was warm under your palm, and he leaned into your touch, his eyes closing as tears slipped down his cheeks. You didn't do this. Neither of you did. Bakugo stepped closer, his voice low and strained. Then why does it feel like we did? Why does it feel like we failed you? You turned to him, your heart aching at the raw vulnerability in his eyes. Bakugo Katsuki, the boy who always seemed so invincible, so unshakable, was standing in front of you, his walls crumbling. You reached for his hand, and after a moment's hesitation, he let you take it. You didn't fail me, you said, your voice steady despite the tears streaming down your face. You've never failed me. You've always been there for me, both of you, and that's what matters. Not my quirk, and not what I can or can't do. It's you and it's us, okay? And even though I might be upset about this, I know you were just reassuring me minutes ago, but it's just not the same. Kirishima lets out a choked sob, pulling you into a tight hug. Bakugo hesitated for a moment before wrapping his arms around you, his grip firm and grounding. You buried your face in Kirishima's chest, feeling the steady beat of his heart beneath your cheek, while Bakugo's warmth pressed against your back. "We're not going anywhere," Kirishima muttered, his voice thick with emotion. "No matter what happens, we're staying right here, with you." Bakugo grunted in agreement, his breath warm against your neck. "Damn right we are. You're stuck with us, whether you like it or not." You laughed, the sound muffled against Kirishima's shirt. "I wouldn't have it any other way." For a long moment, the three of you stayed like that, wrapped up in each other's arms, the weight of your fears and guilt slowly lifting. It wasn't perfect, and the road ahead was still uncertain, but in that moment, you knew you weren't alone. You had Bakugo's fiery determination and Kirishima's unwavering support, and together, you could face anything that came your way. Later that night, after the three of you had finally calmed down, you found yourself sitting on the couch in the common room, a blanket draped over your laps. Kirishima was on one side of you, his arm around your shoulders, while Bakugo sat on the other, his hand resting on your knee. The TV was on, but none of you were really paying any attention to it. "We'll figure this out," Kirishima said, breaking the silence. "We'll find out what happened to your quirk, and we'll fix it, no matter what it takes, Hwayan. Even if it takes our quirks." Bakugo nodded, his expression fierce. "Although I do not agree with our quirks part, yes. If anyone tries to give you shit about it, they'll have to deal with us, Hwayan." You smiled, leaning into Kirishima's side. "I know you will, and I'm not worried, just not as long as I have you two." Kirishima grinned, his sharp teeth glinting in the dim light. "That's the spirit. We're unstoppable together, Hwayan." Bakugo smirked, his usual confidence returning. "Damn right we are. Now stop being so sappy and pass the damn popcorn." As the three of you settled in, the weight of the day slowly fading, you realized that maybe, just maybe, everything would be fine. You didn't have all the answers, and the road ahead was uncertain, but with Bakugo and Kirishima by your side, you knew you could face anything that comes your way. Together, you'd find a way to shine, even in the darkest of nights. Thank you guys for listening. Hope you liked this video. Please don't forget to subscribe, like, and share, and goodbye!